All right, guys. So we are going to do a quick summary of the pages and the knights together. All right. So the major arcana counterpart for the pages, and these are just all the pages, okay? Major arcana counterpart for all the pages is the Fool, okay? This is the young child of the tarot. It's going to signify beginnings, learning, being a novice at things, sometimes going at things blindly. Just sometimes that's how you learn. You just do it. A lot of us spend a lot of time thinking about the things we want to do in life and the things that we want to achieve, and then they start to get completely analytical about it and think of all of the work ahead of them and all of the learning that they're going to have to do, and they get intimidated. But you know what? It's better sometimes to take on a childlike perception, because they don't think. They're just like, I want to do this, and they just throw themselves in. And that's how you learn. I mean, I taught myself how to paint, I taught myself how to sing, and I've published songs, and I have been played on internet radio. I mean, it's not like I'm not bragging. I'm just saying, you want to do something, you just do it. You don't need a ton of schooling, and you don't need all of these things that society tells you that you need. You just need to do it, and you learn from experience. And being new is just a part of learning, and it's not scary to be new at something. So again, you want to look at the imagery, how they are learning to use their tool. They're examining their tool. The three of them are examining his tool, and because this one is actually something that you have to use physically, she's learning how to swing it, she's learning how to hold it, and she's learning how to wield her sword. So pages are all about learning, newness, beginnings, being naive sometimes, and they also bring messages as well. All right. So getting into the knights, one thing, this is why I like to do summaries, one thing I think I left out of the Knight of Wands was the deacons. So just to go back to that really quick, third deacon of Scorpio, first and second deacon of Sagittarius. Okay? So you have that essence of, that Scorpio essence of death, almost on the verge of death. And that's how they are. They're kind of like rogues. They just jump into shit and they don't care, and they just go for it because they have that luck of Jupiter on their side. So they're so used to excelling and getting their way that they don't really think of the consequences. And I told a little story of someone that I used to date who was a Sagittarius who was like that. And my boyfriend now is a Sagittarius. And he's the same way. He's not reckless. But this man, when I tell you, he has the greatest luck I've ever seen in my life. Like, he just, the ability to get shit done and make shit happen. It's like he amazes people. He amazes his friends. Like, people are just like, really, like, he's got the best juju in the world. So, whereas the other one was the complete opposite. He was like the dark side of the Sagittarian nature, where he was reckless. So it's kind of cool to actually think about that, because I never really did think about the comparison between the two. But that is it's a good example of how your zodiac sign has a higher spiritual essence and a lower spiritual essence. So that's also something you can look at in your birth chart, where you have your sun sign and then you have your rising sign. And your rising sign is what you want to aspire to be. You want to aspire to be the higher essence of that sign, because it's rising towards the sun. So it kind of symbolizes your soul ascending to the all and to the one. All right, so the knights are sons of the chariot. And the Chariot is the ultimate knight of the major arcana. All right. So just like quick look through, we got jumping in and rushing, and the horse is actually trying to warn him, like, slow your roll, dude. We're about to jump off this cliff here. So the horse is coming to a stop. We got the most accurate embodiment of the knights, which is, swinging the sword, rushing into battle. And that's air, and that is intellect and finding your strategy, okay, and making sure that you have a strategy before you rush in, okay. So this is the two opposites here. This one doesn't think, he just goes from the heart. This one plans and goes to the head, and he goes in and he executes. This one is about examining and breaking down processes and planning and also waiting. Okay? And this one is about idealism, illusion, deep feelings, gestation, watering yourself, self-care. And the knights in the major arcana family, if we're talking about like kings, queens, pages, and knights, the knights signify the young male, whereas the pages signify the young girl. The knights signify the young male, and this would be teenage years through 20s. All right, so that is your summary of the pages and the knights. I hope you guys are learning and getting the shit down. And we'll be back tomorrow with the start of the minor arcana, which I'm excited for. We're going to start with the 2s and go all the way up. I hope you guys enjoyed this and have a great day.